Hello everyone, my name is Jordan and welcome to my live demo and code breakdown of Assignment 2. This is a mobile application that uses the Open Movie database to display results and details to the user. So jumping into the demo, we are greeted with the text box to begin our query. So for this, I'm just going to type in The Simpsons. And this is only filtered to search for just movies, so you'll see the series isn't showing up here, just The Simpsons. Then we're going to click on the first one here, The Simpsons movie. You can see the year is 2007. Then it's going to show us the poster, the title, the year it came out, and the director. We have the Metacritic, Rotten Tomatoes, and IMDb score, as well as the brief plot. And then we can click back to go to somewhere else. And then instead, let's search for Star Wars. Click search again, and then we'll go down to The Empire Strikes Back. And you can see the text wraps if it's too long and everything's okay. We'll click back again. If we click back, it'll close the app. Awesome. So how this works is I have my recycler view here, which is just being populated by the movie layout, which is just a poster along with the title and year. And then when we click search, it's going to move over to this activity. And then you have your plot and plot description, the director, year, title, and then your Rotten Tomatoes, whatever ratings being populated here. And then the poster, this is just a placeholder. Jumping into the search activity, everything's created and binded to the view model as you explained in class. And it won't execute the search query if it's blank. So it'll tell you to enter in a search query, and then when you do click, it's going to set the IMDb ID into the intent, and then it's going to start your details activity. So here it's pretty much going to do another API call to the database, so that way it can pull the rest of the movie details, because the search only pulls just like 4 results, and so we need it to be populated. These are this movie model is being shared between both the search and details activity. It's just being recreated, and then the rest of these details are being populated once they the APIs run a second time. And so you can see the required things here. Optional versus just getting is the title, year, poster, and there's the type, which is movie, and then ID as well. The way I have the images loading to the posters is using an external library called Picasso. I tried loading it into a bitmap using InputStream, but that didn't end up working the way I wanted it to with the way the UI was updating. So I was able to find this was a nice solution, and I just brought it in here the same way that we brought in the OK HTTP3. Instead of having the heartbeat that updated every 5 or so seconds, depending on how we configured it below here with the looper, I just used the handler to post our set value instead, and it's called directly after we set our results, so it's updated live instead of every couple seconds. And so wrapping up, I also wanted to show an example of what would happen if you found a lesser common movie or title here. So I'm just going to enter in Totoro and then search. Let that execute. And then we'll click on this. It doesn't have a poster, so the placeholder is remaining. And then you can see here, if it can't find it, it's just going to stay blank. The plot is not available, and also the director is not available. And then the ratings is done here. So if for some instance they would have an IMDb rating, it's gonna check to see if that value is null and then populate it. But I haven't run into that issue yet. And one last thing I wanted to note was here you can see the poster is more of a banner than a poster. So if we click on it here, you'll notice it still stretches to the width, but it'll wrap to the height. And so that way you're not left with a bunch of white space on the top or the bottom where the regular poster should be. All right, and with that, we've come to the end of the live demo and code review. Thank you for watching.